back to this week's Real Estate Producer Show. I'm Kara, and I'm here with Darrin Roberts from Jim Shaffer Associates at Good Company, and Nicole from Hall Financial. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
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 So it's the new year. I'm so excited to talk today about what we can expect this year and what's happening in your world. So first off, tell us how you got into real estate.
Oh, man. Okay. So prior to real estate, I was actually an educator. So I was a special education teacher for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with some changes with the economy and everything like that, and I saw real estate was really booming, and I was like, let's give this a shot.
Yeah.
So started taking night classes online by myself and ended up getting licensed, and then had the privilege of meeting Jim Shaffer, and next thing you know, I'm full-time real estate. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. So given that you were in education before, there's a lot of parallels between education and real estate, although it may not seem like it at first, but you are essentially teaching clients about other homes in the real estate market. So how does that connection help you with your position now?
I think that's a great question, just because I thrive on education. That's my passion, mm-hmm. right? And so I took what I knew and something that I was really confident in, and applied it to my new career. So yeah, you're right. I do teach people, especially first-time home buyers, how to purchase a home from the very beginning to the very end when you get those keys. Mm-hmm. I also teach people about the market and what is going on for sellers. Mm-hmm. And then I'm very fortunate that at our brokerage, I get to teach classes to new agents coming in. And helping them with the listing process primarily. So
yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome.
Well, and you mentioned diving in, and Darrin was also a diving coach. I think you still are correct, a diving coach too. So, and also before we dive into all of this, we're going to put up a picture. Darrin's also really big into CrossFit. So explain this this picture that we have. We're going to pop up here.
Oh boy, you would pull this out.
Great.
You know, aside career goals, you always want to focus on health, and fitness is a huge thing for me. It's kind of my scapegoat for when I don't want a real estate at that very moment. I am very pleased to say that I've gained over 25 pounds in 2021, had my biggest year in real estate at the same time. So having personal success along with business success really keeps you going. So that's the best way to describe that photo.
That's awesome. Very proud of
Yeah.
that.
I love
Known
that.
Darrin for a while.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Darrin
you.
I've known Darrin since he started in real estate, and he truly has. He just dove right in, and just a great, loving guy with his clients. So kudos to you.
No, thank you.
So Darrin, you have a niche where, you know, there's a lot of first-time home buyers. We always talk about first-time home buyers. However, you deal with first-time home sellers. Mm-hmm. So
absolutely.
Can you give our viewers some tips on what you do with the people that are selling for the first time, because it can be very daunting.
Yeah, no, it's extremely daunting, especially when you don't know the process itself. What I like to do is really explain every step of the way, like what kind of to expect when we are taking photos for your home, and then when you're starting to receive offers. You know, it's something that I like to hold my sellers' hands as much as I can, to make them feel as comfortable and as confident as possible when they're making such a huge decision. And if you take the time to learn everyone's individual story, you know, I kind of approach them in a different way. And to kind of explain that a little bit more, you know, somebody could be selling their parents' home and it's a very touching subject, or there's an investor ready just to cash in all of his investments, and you know, you kind of take it differently per situation. And the biggest thing is, you know, understanding what it is and the end result going to be, and making sure that they have the appropriate guidance to get that taken care of.
I think that's huge too, and I think that going back to what you were saying with the education piece of it and really holding their hand is huge, because given your experience within real estate, you can work with hundreds of different sellers and buyers, and being reminded that each person that is coming to you, each client that is coming to you, is new to it. And especially like Nicole said, that the first time seller, I think, is an underestimated aspect within the market that people don't really talk about. You talk about first time home buyers all the time and pre-approvals and all of that, but it's just like you said, as emotional or just as daunting or confusing for a first-time seller too. So being able to have a real estate agent that is going to help them and handhold them through everything and really look for their best goals and interests in mind is absolutely so important.
Absolutely.
And as a realtor, I mean, you work on a team. So when you have a seller that wants to put their home on the market, I mean, they pay you to do that. And sometimes, these homes just fly off the market. What do you and your team do? Do you have specific sites you put them on? We know that Jim Shaffer does these TikTok videos, which are hysterical.
Absolutely hysterical.
And so what other marketing things do you do to show the value to your sellers?
We always said with our team that we're a marketing team that does real estate on the side. Really, we thrive on all of our marketing. We have a humongous database. Jim Shaffer's name in itself is extremely well known in what we call the Woodward Corridor, where we do a lot of our business. But we do old school postcards. We're sending them out on social media. We're reaching out to our databases. And really why we ask that people are coming with us is because we do thrive on that marketing. That is such a huge part that our team thrives on, essentially. So
yeah, that's huge. And I love that you said that you're a marketing agency that happens to sell real estate, because that's very parallel to what we say at Hall Financial, is that we are a client service company that happens to do mortgages. And I think that's huge because it's being able to put the client first and their needs, whether it's marketing or client service or both, whatever it is. So I think that's absolutely huge.
Yes.
Touching on what Nicole had said too, is what sites do you recommend for these listings of homes for clients?
Yeah, I mean, we do talk about, the typical Realtor and Zillow and everything like that. MLS, for Realtors to see. And then when they have their clients set up on portals, those homes are going directly to their emails as well. And then again, thriving on social media. There are so many people on social media sharing homes there, making fun TikToks, and then myself as a realtor making sure that I am letting all of my followers and anybody that sees me on social media knows that A, I'm a realtor, and B, there is always something out there if you are looking.
And,
absolutely.
And you and your team are just like Hall Financial when it comes to 5-star reviews. You guys want those 5-star reviews, so you treat your clients special, so you get those 5-star reviews, right?
Yes.
So can you give us a feel-good story of maybe a recent 5-star review that you received, or something personal that you've done that where a client recognizes the 5-star service?
Yeah, so I thrive on my reviews. I am that guy that will print them out, use them as motivation. I'll read them when I'm having an off moment. It really just allows me to know that I'm doing what is needed of me, right? I call it full circle. I had my very first client in 2019. She bought a home, and 2 years later, she remembered who I was because of the experience, and I got to sell her home in 2021 at the maximum she probably could have sold it for. And just the aha moment that she said, I made the right decision with you 2 years ago, and I'm so glad I trusted you through this process again. It was probably the most rewarding moment that I've had so far in my career. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
pretty full circle.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And with the review and with a returning client, that definitely is full circle to tell you that you're doing great.
Exactly.
I have one more question, Kara, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about, actually I was just at your office and we talked about this. In the last 2 years, a lot of first-time home buyers and maybe even sellers put things on hold because of the pandemic, or these first-time home buyers were losing out on a house because there were so many people in line wanting to pay cash. And what are you saying to your clients that had to put things on hold to get them back into the market?
I'm letting, what I like to do with those clients that want to hold off for just a little bit here is, I'm educating them weekly. I'm giving them weekly reports. I'm, giving suggestions on what they could do while they're waiting to, for when they're ready to sell. I like to keep them educated, right? That's kind of what my motive is like just keeping them educated, making sure that they understand what's happening week by week, because things do change on a weekly basis. But really just keeping in great contact, it's kind of like I'm holding their hand until they're ready, and making sure that they are understanding of the process still. Sometimes I'm even getting photos taken if they are ready prior to, and when they tell me the green light's ready to go, I simply hit the button and we're going.
Oh, nice. I'm sure that also makes a client more comfortable too. A common theme that we not only say within, our conversation today, but just in general, it's known that selling and buying can be quite emotional.
Yep.
So that's really nice to be able to get prepared and just say when you're ready, because this is not only a financial decision and a decision of like survival, you need a home to stay in, but it's a decision more than that, like you said, about selling a parent's house or an investment property, whatever it may be. So that's huge to be able to work on a client's timeline.
Yep.
And cater to their goals. So that's awesome.
I think too now where the people that want to maybe hold off until the spring market, I mean, rates are going to go up. It's just a fact. It's going to happen. Yeah. And maybe somebody still has 6 months into their lease. I personally think it's like, let's go right now, because you're going to pay more in interest because interest rates are going to go up than it is for you to get out of that's maybe 6 months left in your lease. So let's go right now.
Definitely.
Yes.
And there's ways to close those gaps too with occupancy and doing all those things, a little bit of a longer close, everything like that. There is no perfect way of running things when it comes to getting out of a lease or and trying to get into a home, but there are solutions. And that's the number one thing, that being on a team like Jim Shaffer's team is like, I have so many people I can go to get advice on those. Resources. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And to kind of wrap things up here, so I know here, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show here, we're in a new year, January 2022. So previously, winter months, especially here in Michigan, can be a little bit slower within the market. And everything that we're saying with rates on the rise soon, and still being a competitive market, what are you telling your clients right now of why it can be a good time? You had mentioned using your resources and solutions, but why is now such a good time to still look? And anyone that's waiting till the spring or any longer should still look right now.
Yeah, and you nailed it there. I'm advising my clients now to continue looking. We are in an inventory shortage at the moment, but things do pop up, and things can still happen, and we can figure out a way to make it work. The most important part is that you don't stop looking, right? If you stop looking and wait till the spring, we don't know what's going to happen in 2-3 months' time. If we continue to look and the right thing comes along, we'll handle it when that right thing comes along.
Keep your pre-approval up to date, people. Call Hall Financial.
Pre-approval.
Exactly. Use your resources. Use your real estate agent. That's also an educator. If you need any health tips at all or diving tips, you know where to go to too. So thank you so much for being on. You really have so much to offer to your clients, and to Hall Financial as well. So we appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.